So, have you ever had that feeling, like that phrase, Big Brother is watching you?
Oh, absolutely. Or maybe you've heard someone describe something as Orwellian.
Right, and you kind of instinctively know what that means, don't you?
Yeah, it carries this heavy weight.
But have you ever stopped and wondered, well, where did those really powerful ideas actually come from? Well, today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that. We're looking at the source, George Orwell's really seminal dystopian novel, 1984.
Yeah, a truly foundational text.
And our mission here is basically to unpack the key stuff in this hugely influential book. We want to understand its warnings, the stark ones, and maybe figure out why, decades later it still feels so essential. And frankly, pretty unsettling for you to read today.
Definitely. And just so you know, we based this deep dive on a pretty detailed summary and analysis of the novel itself.
Right. So that lets us pull out the really crucial insights without you having to read every single page right now.
Though fair warning, you might actually want to pick it up after we talk about it. It has that effect.
I bet. And what's really amazing, I think, is just how much the book's impact, its themes, still resonate, like uncannily sometimes, with things we worry about today.
It really speaks to Orwell's foresight, doesn't it? Just extraordinary.
So let's get into the world he built. It's immediately, well, suffocating.
It really is. You're thrown straight into Airstrip 1, which, used to be Britain. Now it's just a province in this superstate, Oceania.
And society there, it's under the thumb of the party.
Yeah.
Completely. Led by this mysterious figure, Big Brother. Maybe he's real, maybe not.
Right. The ambiguity is key. And life there is just defined by constant surveillance, endless propaganda, and basically zero personal freedom. It's all gone.
Okay, so at the heart of this nightmare world, we have Winston Smith.
Our protagonist.
Yeah, and he's just this, cog in the machine. His job is literally rewriting history at the Ministry of Truth. So what is it about him that lets him even start to question things?
That's the core question, isn't it? Unlike so many others around him, Winston still seems to have this flicker of, individual thought. A kind of longing for truth, for something real beyond what the party feeds everyone.
And his job actually helps that. Kind of ironic.
It's deeply ironic. Working in the Ministry of Truth, day in, day out, changing records, fabricating facts, it exposes him directly to the party's massive lies. And that fuels his internal rebellion, his secret dissent.
Then Julia comes into the picture. And she represents a pretty different kind of resistance, doesn't she?
Oh, very different, yeah. Winston's rebellion is more intellectual, almost melancholic. Julia's is much more grounded, practical, even sensual.
How so?
Well, she's younger, works in the fiction department. Her way of defining the party is about seeking personal pleasure, having forbidden relationships. Small acts of freedom, really, wherever she can carve them out. It's less about overthrowing the system, more about living despite it.
Interesting contrast. And then there's O'Brien. He initially seems like maybe, just maybe, he's an ally for Winston.
Right. He's this high-ranking inter-party member. Seems quite intelligent, sophisticated. He gives off this vibe of understanding Winston's secret doubts. Hints that he might feel the same way.
But that's not how it plays out.
Not at all. He's ultimately revealed as Winston's chief tormentor. The one who oversees his interrogation and breakdown. A devastating betrayal.
And hovering over everyone, literally from posters everywhere, is Big Brother.
The omnipresent face of the party. Almost mythical. You never see him, but he's always watching. He is the party embodied.
We also meet Mr. Charrington, right?
Yeah.
The shopkeeper.
Yes, seemingly harmless. Runs this antique shop. He rents Winston and Julia that room, their little sanctuary.
Which turns out to be
a trap. He's actually an agent of the thought police. Another layer of surveillance and betrayal. Just chilling.
Okay, so Orwell structures this dissent really deliberately. Part 1, you called it the grip of the party. This is where Winston starts his rebellion.
Yeah, his silent rebellion. And it starts with something that seems small but is incredibly dangerous there. Opening a diary.
A capital offense, right. Just writing your thoughts down.
Exactly. It's his first real stab at finding some kind of freedom. A private space just for himself. For thoughts the party forbids. And this is where he starts dreaming about this underground resistance, the Brotherhood, believing it might be real.
It's amazing how Orwell builds that fragile sense of hope, even in this bleak setting.
He does. And that desperate hope carries into part 2, which offers this illusion of freedom. It's almost cruel, really.
This is where he meets Julia.
Yes.
Yeah.
They begin their secret affair. They find that room above Mr. Charrington's shop, believing it's safe, somehow outside the party's gaze. A huge risk.
And they even make contact with O'Brien during this time.
They do. They seek him out, convinced he's part of the Brotherhood, and he plays the part perfectly, recruiting them, giving them the supposed Book of the Resistance by Goldstein.
It must feel like this incredible breakthrough for them. Finally, they're not alone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A really intoxicating feeling, the sense of shared rebellion, of liberation. But it's all built on lies. It's entirely false.
Which leads us, inevitably, to part 3, the crushing of the human spirit. Sounds grim.
It is. It's brutal. That fragile illusion shatters completely. Winston and Julie are captured, dragged off to the Ministry of Love, which, of course, is anything but loving.
And Winston faces O'Brien again, but this time.
This time as his interrogator. O'Brien subjects him to weeks, maybe months, of horrific physical and psychological torture, breaking him down systematically.
And the peak of this, the absolute low point, happens in Room 101.
Room 101. The place where the party forces you to confront the worst thing in the world, your deepest, most personal, primal fear.
And for Winston, that's rats?
Yes. Confronted with a cage of starving rats about to be strapped to his face, he breaks completely. He screams for them to do it to Julia instead, betrays her utterly.
God, that's gut-wrenching just to hear summarized.
It really is. It's the final stage of his destruction.
So the ending. What happens to Winston after that?
Well, the ending is maybe the most chilling part. He's released, physically broken, sure, but more importantly, he's emotionally hollowed out. He sits in the Chestnut Tree Cafe, traces 2 + 2 = 5 in the dust. He accepts the party's reality.
The struggle is over.
His internal struggle ends, yes, not with defiance, but with complete surrender.
And that final line, it just hits you. He loved Big Brother.
Devastating, isn't it? It signifies the total obliteration of his individual self. The party hasn't just forced compliance. They've achieved a psychological victory. They've reshaped his very soul.
Which really brings us to why this book is so powerful, these core themes and symbols that Orwell weaves in. Totalitarianism is obviously front and center.
Absolutely. It's about absolute political control. The party's power reaches into every aspect of life. There's just no room left, none at all, for individual thought or freedom.
And one of the most striking ways Orwell shows this control, something you touched on, is through language itself, newspeak.
Yes. This is something I found fascinating in the analysis, too. It's not just about censoring bad words,
Yeah.
It's much more insidious.
It's like linguistic surgery, right?
Exactly that. Orwell's insight is profound here. If you eliminate the words for concepts like freedom or justice or rebellion, how can people even form the thoughts?
You restrict the language, you restrict the thought itself.
Precisely. It creates this mental cage, arguably even more effective, more inescapable than telescreens and surveillance because it works from the inside out.
And this control over language, it works alongside doublethink. That's another key concept.
Oh, absolutely. Doublethink. The ability, no, the requirement to hold 2 completely contradictory beliefs in your mind simultaneously and accept both of them as true.
Like war is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength.
Those are the party slogans, embodying it perfectly. Doublethink isn't just hypocrisy. It's actively forcing your mind to believe impossible contradictions. It shatters your ability to think logically, to trust your own perception.
It's a constant state of self-betrayal, really.
Yes, a systematic dismantling of your inner world, making sure the party's reality is the only one that exists for you.
So language restricts thought, doublethink destroys logic, and then there's the manipulation of history.
Which Winston does for a living. And it's summed up in that terrifying party slogan. Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past.
If the party can rewrite history whenever it needs to, then objective truth just ceases to exist.
It becomes whatever the party says it is right now. Their control is absolute across time itself.
And then there's the figurehead, Big Brother, more than just a dictator.
Much more. He's the symbol of that omnipresent authority, the sort of political god demanding total loyalty, total love. His power is immense, partly because he's maybe not even real. He's a concept, an internal policeman inside everyone's head.
Even if he doesn't physically exist, the idea of him enforces control.
Exactly. And finally, Room 101. It's not just torture.
No, it's the ultimate psychological weapon, isn't it?
Precisely. It's tailored. By using your deepest, most specific fear against you, the party ensures not just compliance, but total psychological collapse. It obliterates your identity, your core loyalties, everything that makes you you.
Leaving behind just an empty shell that loves Big Brother.
The final, horrifying victory for the state.
You know, when 1984 first came out, back in 1949, it must have been such a shock, this incredibly bleak vision.
Oh, undoubtedly. It was immediately recognized, though, as vitally important, one of the key political novels of the 20th century, easily.
And the proof is in the pudding, right? Terms like Big Brother, Orwellian, doublethink, thoughtcrime, they're just part of our vocabulary now.
They absolutely are, which just shows its incredible cultural footprint. It's become shorthand for certain kinds of oppression.
And it really remains this timeless warning, doesn't it? Against authoritarianism, against mass surveillance, against the manipulation of truth.
And that's what's so striking, how relevant those warnings still feel. The themes just keep echoing powerfully today.
Okay, so we've walked through Winston's horrific journey. We've unpacked these really profound, disturbing ideas. What's the takeaway for us, for you listening?
Well, I think the core warning is crystal clear. Beware of unchecked power. Beware the erosion of truth. Beware the chipping away of individual freedom.
1984 just brilliantly, terrifyingly builds this world where even your own thoughts can be a crime, where your mind isn't a safe space.
And if you connect that to today, well, think about it. Concerns over mass data collection by governments and corporations, pervasive surveillance, CCTV everywhere, online tracking.
Various forms of censorship, debates about fake news, the sheer volume of propaganda or deliberate misinformation swirling around.
Orwell's warnings suddenly feel very, very current, don't they? It's not necessarily identical, but the echoes are there.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with, building on that party slogan. If who controls the past controls the future, and who controls the present controls the past, what does that really mean for our grasp on truth today, in this age of information overload and manipulation?
Or think about that ending. If the ultimate goal of total control is to make someone genuinely love Big Brother, what does that tell you about how fragile our own spirit, our own identity might be when pushed to the absolute limit?
Powerful questions. We really encourage you to think about it. What parts of 1984's world do you see reflected, even subtly, in the world around you today?